Please, Lord, give me good digestion and something to digest. Whatever lies ahead, I am in God's hands. Hi, and welcome to The Illusion of Poverty. This is a four-part documentary series where we'll be shedding light on four females living in Nigeria in one of the most terrible economic seasons and how they've been able to navigate life and how they perceive having money or the lack of in how it relates to their daily lives. My name is Omosede. Welcome to the channel. I am a full-time property manager at daytime and nighttime and side also. I am a creative founder and also filmmaker, writer, and I guess all things creative. Heaven. Of course, I do believe heaven exists. To me, heaven and hell are not just words. They are genuine destinations that our souls probably long for. And for most of us, it's heaven. Everybody wants to go to heaven, even though nobody wants to die. But I think the concept of heaven is a little bit marginalized. People just think of it as a place, as a destination, but in reality, it's more of a home where we actually genuinely belong. I know this might sound over ambitious, but personally, I feel like I probably must have met God sometime in my life in passing. I think when people think about God, they think of this huge sovereign leader, which he is in all his right. He is definitely that. But he is more of a comforter, a father, just someone, a spirit that is so loving, so understanding, and so ever present. And for me to think of heaven, I have to first of all think about God. Like I said, I believe that I must have met God in passing multiple times in my life. And it might sound blasphemous to some, but the truth is God can't present himself to us as humans in all his glory or even in the spirit form, because obviously our human eyes would not be able to see it. So most times I believe that he comes through the form of human, like something that we can relate to or someone we can understand. I'll give an example. Some years ago, I had a really terrible ankle accident. I had twisted my ankle so badly that my leg was literally so swollen. Like people were even thinking I had elephantiasis. And for months, despite doing traditional and even scientific treatment, nothing was working. It wasn't going down. If anything, the leg kept like getting bigger and bigger, and I started to get worried. And I remember at some point I was like, okay, I needed to get somewhere, so I was on the move. I was trying to cross from one side of the road to the other side. It was a busy road, and then there was this man, and he walked up to me and he said, "Can I just say a prayer for you?" Like he could see me struggling because I was literally dragging one leg and limping. And then he came and I was like, okay, sure. And then he held my hand and he said a prayer for me. And the very next day, my leg started to go, at least it started to heal. I think people expect God or they perceive God in the form of like a magician, which he isn't. He's God, yes, he's able to perform miracles, but miracles are not magic. As I turned back that day, I couldn't find that man. And it didn't occur to me up until the next day when my leg actually started to heal a bit. Like it didn't go down once, it didn't just disappear, but it actually started to heal in a way that I could see it and I could feel it that it was healing. And that was when I knew that I had met God. And I've had several of those type of encounters during different phases of my life. And I think God comes to me in times where I need hope. I need some sort of encouragement. I need some sort of courage. But he doesn't come in that dramatic Nollywood vibe that we got, like somebody will just appear in your room, poof, huge smoke. No, he comes in a way that is very comfortable. He's very respectful of how we accept him and how we perceive him. And because I know that God exists and I know that He doesn't live amongst us humans, I know that there's definitely an heaven, or a heaven rather, where we would go. So yes, I do believe in heaven.
I would like to say I am a religious and a spiritual person. So yes, I do believe that heaven exists. There is God, and we are all going to somewhere at the end of this journey
I
on earth.
believe that heaven exists because actually I've experienced God in so many ways. I have I'm the type that I was born into a house that don't believe in God. They just believe in shrine, doing one sort of thing or the other. But when God decided to bring me out of it, I know how it was. I remember when I called my dad, when I did my baptism, towards my baptism, I told my dad that I want to baptize, but my pastor said we have to destroy all this substance, all those shrine that you did for me. I have to destroy it before I can have my baptism. And my dad was like, what kind of rubbish is that? If your pastor don't want to baptize you, let them just rest. It was just busy talking. I was like, "Oh, okay, no problem, sis. You don't want me to." I went to meet my pastor. I was so angry. I told my pastor that, I'm going to the village. I want to go and comfort him. My pastor said, no, just pray to God. Do you believe in God? I said, yes, I believe in God. He said, okay, pray to God. If you pray to God, God will definitely touch him. And I did. My dad got baptized before me. And in so many ways, I've escaped rape, which is not really, if I were to use my own like sense, hey, I've escaped rape, I've escaped accidents. I remember the year I gave birth to my son, 2014, when I was going to see a friend. It was an Easter Sunday. I was going to see a friend from uh, around my house. I didn't the bus we enter has not even moved up to like not like 30 minutes from where we were before. The next thing, the brake failed the driver. And it was like everybody inside the bus, the only thing we could shout was Jesus. And really it came true for us because our bus, actually, people that saw the eyewitness, they said the bus somersaulted 7 times and nobody died. The only thing is that everybody has blood on them, has injury. But I was the only person that never had any injury. I was saved because that mission I was actually going for, it was not a good mission actually. So I believe in God. I believe that yes, God exists, and I believe in heavens. So how does knowing this affect your daily life? It makes me to be conscious of everything around me. It makes me to be cautious of everything
Yes,
around me. So
heaven really exists. There is heaven because according to the says, God is the giver of life. That is number one. And heaven really exists.
because of knowing that heaven exists and that there's more to us than just the physical, I think it's something that has guided me. Like I always say, the three things that have kept me going is my faith, my personality, which is like my character, how tenacious I am, and then also just making sure that I keep my spirit and my soul as clean as possible. And I say that in a way that I don't say it in a self-righteous way because we are all sinners. I, for one, have an endless list of sins. But I am not going to sit here and I'm not going to abuse grace, but at the same time, I'm going to recognize the importance of grace in my life and also just like be grateful for the presence of like spiritual guidance because I think I operate mostly with my conscience. I want to be able to go to sleep at night without my conscience bothering me, knowing that I've done my best for whoever it is that God has sent along my way or was written into my destiny. And I always try not to offend God. I've spoken about this in my previous videos, Epiphany. You can check it on this channel. I've spoken about how I'm very cautious not to offend God because I want to always be in good light with Him. Like I may not be able to please humans, but sometimes pleasing God is pleasing humans because for you, the people he has put on this earth are basically like a reflection of him, just as they all say we are all God-like. So Me treating my fellow human well is basically me treating God well. But God is so respectful of us. He's so respectful of the free will that He has given us that He doesn't actually impose anything on us. But I always feel the need to make sure that I'm able to hold my head up high and I'm able to confidently go to Him in prayer or just call upon Him whenever I need Him to be there for me. And I know that He will definitely answer. So yes, it definitely shapes my life in a positive way because naturally I'm a pessimist. But knowing that I have God and He's the only person that I'm trying to impress, it makes me live my life in a much better way. And I see things in a more positive light, even though I hate to admit it. But yeah, knowing that God is there is very reassuring. Blessed assurance, as they call it.
Remember that I don't just need to make a decision of my own senses. I need to seek the permission of God. I remember when I lost my job, my boss once told me, said, don't worry, you get a better job. Even before that day, the very day I was asked to sit at home that I shouldn't come, I was like, I was in a program. I just told myself that if it is God's will, let it be done. Although I never felt it that day. After 3 days of it, it dawned on me that you actually lost your job while you are busy enjoying yourself. So I just prayed to God and said, God, I commit myself to you because if I should use with my own level of education and everything to look for a good job, I don't know if I will get it. And I don't want to go back to where I started before. I want it like in upward and forward only. So he actually did it. I'm in a better position now. I'm so happy. So it makes me to be able to shape my life every day, waking up alone. Have the thought that whatever be the circumstances or challenges, I can actually put through and I will come back with a victory.
It puts me in check. I like to tell people that religion is not a pathway to heaven, but it's a manual, a way of life. So knowing that God exists and having a manual that I live by, or that I'll call a principle, knowing good from bad, it puts me in check in how I run my daily activities, how I live my life, how I communicate with people in the society, I communicate with my friends, I relate with people, human interaction, emotional intelligence. This really affects me a lot. So yes.
Before starting everything, if I'm starting my day, I start with God by putting God first. So it really affected my life, my communication, my speech. I put God first before anything.
Would you say that knowing God and having a relationship with God has made your life better?
Yes, definitely. Knowing God make my life better and make things really very easy for me.